Hello, Prime Minister Stephen Harper. Welcome to BDC Punjabi.
Well, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity.
Thank you. Let's start a conversation about federal elections.
Sure.
After the longest campaign ever in the history, finally tomorrow is the election day.
Yeah.
The recent polls are showing the tightest three-way race in decades. How do you think the campaign has gone?
Well, look, we'll know for sure tomorrow, but I think Canadians are increasingly understanding that this is a choice between two very different directions for our country. You know, on the other side, the Liberal Party in particular, the other parties are all similar, but the Liberal Party proposes that we, in this period of global economic instability, that somehow we should embark on a spending spree. They're proposing $150 billion in new expenditures by their own figures, that they're going to finance by tax increases, by running deficits. We think that is a recipe to take this economy off track, down the route of deficit, debt spiral, stagnation that you see in so many developed economies. On our side, we're proposing once again some modest benefits that will help families, home renovation tax credits, some help for seniors, some help for new parents, cutting EI tax rates by 20%. So we're promising some modest expenditures, some modest tax reductions that will be done within a balanced budget. And we believe this is the way to keep the economy moving forward, growing and creating jobs. And we think that's a fundamental choice. And it's going to matter. We can talk about a long campaign. It's a lot longer ahead of us. It's 4 years. And if we want this economy, you know, this has been the best place. Canada's been the best place in the world the last few years of global economic difficulty, the best place to live, the best economic fundamentals, the best place to start a business. We want to continue that.
We know that Liberal leader Justin Trudeau has announced the economic policy for middle class people by cutting the 1% tax from wealthiest people. What economic policies your party has that will benefit Canadians?
Well, actually, Justin Trudeau would do a lot more than raise taxes for 1%. The Liberal Party proposes to cut back tax-free savings accounts. 11 million Canadians have those. They propose to eliminate income splitting, which 6 million Canadian families depend on. They have never supported, they want to claw back the universal monthly child care benefits that people get. And they want to bring in a payroll tax hike, a massive payroll tax hike that would be $1,000 for a typical Canadian worker, another $1,000 for his or her employer. The Canadian Federation of Independent Business, Canadian Manufacturers and Exporters, Canadian Chamber of Commerce say that you are going to kill jobs. In fact, small business says half of their businesses are going to cut jobs with a tax hike of that size. So it is not a small tax hike. The Liberal tax hikes are enormous. They hit middle-class people hard. This is why the Liberals don't really talk about much what's in their platform, because it's actually not very appealing. On our side, as I said, we're going to give people home renovation tax credit. We're going to bring in some more help for single seniors, lower the small business tax rates to a record level. We're going to cut EI premiums, improve registered education, registered disability savings plans. And the things I'm talking about, we can all do while keeping our budget balanced, which means the taxes we cut are going to stay down and the benefits we deliver are going to are going to stay available for people. We don't have to take them back. What Justin Trudeau is proposing is essentially what's being done by Kathleen Wynne and the Liberal government of Ontario. Endless deficits, every time more tax hikes, more cuts. Our country cannot afford to have that kind of Liberal mismanagement at both levels of government.
Sure. Moving on to the advertisement campaign.
Yeah.
There was an article in the Globe and Mail stating that you would not make the apology for the ads in Punjabi and Chinese media that warned a Trudeau government would lead to the illegal drug and injection sites in our neighborhoods. What do you want to say about this?
Well, look, Mr. Trudeau, his first policy announcement as leader was the legalization of marijuana. Liberal Party is on the record saying that they would encourage the spread of drug injection sites across our neighborhood. And this government proposed new legislation to make sure activities around prostitution, the activities in Pips and Johns, that these things stay illegal, and the Liberal Party opposed that. We believe this is not just for our Indo-Canadians and Chinese Canadians. I've mentioned it many times in my speeches. Our party believes that we need to do everything we can to keep drugs away from our young people. We don't want marijuana sold in the stores like alcohol and tobacco. Yes, we want to treat people who have addiction problems, but we want to continue to crack down on crime, and we know that crime is based on the whole cycle of guns, gangs, and drugs. And as a government, we're going to continue to fight that, and we think We think most Canadians are on our side, but certainly new Canadians, you know, who value family, who want to build their businesses, who want to see their young people succeed, that they're most strongly opposed to those kinds of liberal social values.
I'm definitely aware of your schedule is really tight. My last question to you would be, ruling a country is not at all an easy job.
No.
You are serving Canada for almost 10 years.
Right.
What is there that you still want this job?
Well, look, there's a couple of things. Obviously, in this campaign, we concluded the Trans-Pacific Partnership negotiations. I want to see us put all those agreements in effect so that Canadian businesses and workers are going to have tariff-free access, not just in the Americas, but to Europe, to the Asia-Pacific. We've got negotiations going on with India. We're going to create a situation where we have the best global free trade access in the world, where Canada is the best place to do business. And I also want to see, you know, we've come out of the great crisis. Unlike most countries, we were able to balance our budget. I now want to see us use that to move forward, to make smart investments, lower our taxes, keeping our budgets balanced so that we can really now take advantage of our fundamentals. And obviously, I don't want to see us undo all the good work we've done in the last few years by going on a spending spree. So, you know, I think we've now got the country positioned for tremendous success for the next generation, and that's where we want to keep it going.
Definitely. Thank you so much for joining us, and we wish you all the best.
Well, thank you for having me.
See you soon.
Appreciate it.